Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's video, we are going to be playing with every single Norvina palette. I'm very excited. So if you guys haven't checked out my last video, definitely should. I will leave it here, or I will also link it down below so you guys can check it out once you're done with this video. Basically breaking down the palettes for you, showing you guys swatches. I literally go over the entire Norvina collection, including the Norvina glitters as well. I go over everything, so I'm gonna link that down below for you guys and throw it up here in a card so you guys can check it out and just kind of like get a feel for everything. I go over every single palette, go over the glitters, I show you guys swatches, I tell you guys my honest opinions about it. I don't really know if I'm going to bunch these tutorials all together or if I'm gonna do it separate. I think for starters I'm gonna do these together, and then I'm gonna go ahead and upload some videos one by one, like dedicated to each palette. So get ready, because you're gonna have 3 tutorials all in one. We're using Norvina Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited. The look that I did for volume 2, I actually had my niece here with me, and she actually picked out the colors, and she was like, you can only add 2 other things to make it work. And I was like, okay. So she actually picked out the colors that I had to use and the glitters. So I mean, this is what volume 2 is. So once you get to volume 2, like my tutorial for volume 2, you'll know why I'm letting you know this now. Because of course she picked out these 3 shades and the blue glitter. I really like this look that I came up with volume 1. This is what volume 1 looks like if you guys are not familiar with it. These palettes retail for $60. You can get them on AnastasiaBeverlyHills.com, and I think they're only exclusive to Sephora. I think that's the only thing I didn't mention in my other video is where you can get them, but they are $60. You get 25 eyeshadows, huge palette, huge mirror, and it's a great palette, honestly. And the first video that I used with this palette, I actually posted on my IGTV, and I used more of these like reddy neon orange pastel-y colors. And I was like, I'm just gonna actually use fucking purple because that's literally what the palette is. And I thought I did another look. I'm pretty sure I did another look. I like can't remember, honestly. So I figured I would play with the purples today, and I'm obsessed with this glitter. This portion, the very first like eye look that you're gonna see using volume 1, is probably the most tedious look that I did. I wanted to do something different. Obviously I did a fucking cut crease because that's just how I roll. But I wanted to make it fun, and I wanted to make it different, and I didn't just want it to be like the standard cut crease where I cut like half my crease. So we did a full-blown cut crease, winged liner, glitter, everything. I really didn't know what I was doing while filming. I kind of just like went with it, and then I like really didn't like it, and I was this close, like this freaking close to taking it off, but I'm so glad that I didn't because I really am enjoying the way that it looked. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking. So go ahead and grab your ABH Norvina Volume 1 palettes, and let's get started on this look. Alright guys, we're going to try and do this super quick. So I'm just cleaning out my brow with my foundation, and then to prime I'm going in with my Anastasia eye primer, and I'm just plopping that all over my lid. And for the first shade I'm going in with is B4, and I'm taking that on a pencil brush, and I'm really precisely placing this in my outer V. So I'm going on like that outer half of my crease, and then I'm connecting it with my lash line to create that outer V. And I'm really going to pack onto this color. I want this color to be super concentrated, so that's why I'm putting it on first. And it's also why I didn't set my lid. I want the color to really show. Next, I'm going to grab the shade A2, and I'm going to start buffing that out. And again, I'm grabbing it on a pencil brush so we can start blending out the purple shade. I want no harsh lines, so take your time. We are going to blend, add, blend, add, blend, add. So now I'm taking an even bigger brush, again with A2, and I did mix a little bit of A3 on there as well, just so we can really get a nice blend. And I'm starting to further blend out the outer corner and then also drag it towards the inner corner. I'm going back in with a little bit of B4, and I'm just dragging that into my crease just a little bit, and then with whatever excess product I have on my brush, I'm going to drag in further towards that inner corner. Every time I go in with that darker purple shade, I'm always going to go back in with a mix of A2 and A3 on the brush just to make sure we have no harsh lines and everything is blended seamlessly together. I'm taking B4 with a little tiny bit of D5, which is the black in the palette, and I'm just really deepening up the outer corner area. I'm doing it because I'm going to add a winged liner anyway, so I'm going to cover it, but I really want the outer corner to be super dark and intense. And then I'm also going to drag that color all the way into the inner corner. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and go back in with that fluffy brush with A2 and A3 on it and really blend everything out. Next, I'm making sure my outer crease is super purple and blended, and now I'm just grabbing my eye primer first to initially start cutting my crease, but I decided I wanted a little bit more coverage to cut my crease just because the primer is very nice, but it's a little bit too thin, so I didn't want the pink and purple to start dragging onto my lid and start mixing in with my primer, so I ended up grabbing my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer that does have more coverage. And I started cutting out the rest of my crease, and I'm so glad I switched to this. There's just a little bit more coverage here, and I was okay with it. And this is really what I wanted. And I'm just pretty much cutting out my entire lid, and I'm even gonna cut out the outer corner as well. So I had no idea what I was doing initially when I started filming this, so I created this purple line, but because of all the folds on my lid, it got all messy, so I just pretty much erased it by adding more concealer over top of it. And then I stupidly added the white, and I just think this was too much white on my lid. It was just too much. I did not apply the white to my lid on my other eye, FYI, just because it was a bad idea. So what I did was I went in with my winged liner, so I'm using my Anastasia liquid liner. Love this liner, it's so nice, it's so easy to apply, and I'm just pretty much creating a wing, and it's super easy because we already created that outer V. I'm just literally following the outer V, so it pretty much gives us a guide for our winged liner. So once I'm done with that, I went in with a little bit of glitter adhesive from Anastasia, and this glitter, which is in the shade Team No Sleep. Favorite glitter, hands down. It is so beautiful. It's like a party on your eyelids. And I applied this pretty much all over my lid, and I'm obsessed with the way that this came out. You can definitely not put the white there. Like I said, I didn't put the white on the other eye because it was a mistake. I should not have done it. But you live and you learn, and I really had no guide on where I was going with this tutorial. So fast forward to the lower lash line. I'm going to go ahead and tightline real quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab D5 and B4 mixed on my pencil brush and start smoking out the lower lash line. I wanted it to be super dark and black by my lash line and then fade out to that really pretty purpley hot pink shade. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going in with B4, and then I'm going to go in with some A3, and then I even go in with B1, which is a really beautiful hot pink shade. And once I did that, this look is complete. Off camera, I did apply a purple liner right over top of the black winged liner. I'm sorry I didn't get that clip for you guys, but I needed to add a little bit of something to try and diminish that white that I had peeking through. So this is the completed look for volume 1. Okay guys, so that completes volume 1. Let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial using volume 2. Alright, we're back with cleaning up the brows with some foundation. I just find this a little bit nicer, and it's not as super harsh or white as like opposed to going in with the primer because it is lighter. So I am going in with my Anastasia primer, and I'm just setting it very lightly. First shade I'm going in with is D4, and I'm blending this more on the inner part of the crease area, and I'm really packing this on. So what I do is I initially stamp the brush on, and then I'm starting to wiggle it back and forth so we can start blending it out, but also I don't want to lose that color. I'm grabbing the same brush, and I'm grabbing D2, and I'm throwing that right in the center of the crease, and this is just going to be kind of like our transition-y shade because we're going from yellow, from orange to pink. So I'm really making sure that this blends nicely together. So I'm grabbing a little bit more of D4, adding D4, and I'm even using D4, which is that yellow shade, to blend over top and buff out the edges of D2, which I think looks really pretty. And then once you do that, go ahead and grab D3 and pack this all over the outer corner area. Again, for initial color, for like the most color, you really want to make sure you're stamping on these shades first, and then you're going and starting to blend them out. And I'm telling you, you're going to get the most color payoff that way. So once I'm done blending D3 onto my outer corner, I'm going back in, just intensifying all the shades. So I'm going back in with D2, D3, and D4 to just re-intensify all the shades. And here we are, cutting out my crease again. I'm using my Anastasia primer and just quickly cutting out my crease. I'm only going about halfway, and I'm only doing this specifically to really get the same shadows that I used in my crease to really pop on the lid. So that's pretty much the only reason why I'm doing this. You really don't have to go in with whatever base you use, just to really intensify the colors once we start packing them on the lid. So once I'm done cutting the crease, I'm going back in with that pink shade, which is D3, and I'm blending this to kind of make sure the outer corner and the harsh edge of where we cut the crease isn't really harsh, and I want to make sure it blends really nicely. And I even mixed a little bit of D2 on there so I wouldn't have any harsh lines and everything blended seamlessly. It's a lot of blending and it's a lot of packing on and blending, packing on and blending, but I promise it's totally worth it. Then I'm going to pretty much follow what I did in my crease on my lid. So I'm going to put D4 in the inner part of the lid, and then D2 on the center part of the lid, and add a little bit more of D3 on the outer part, just to make sure everything blends together. And I was really liking the way that the negative space looked, so I didn't know if I wanted to leave it like this or add glitter, but since my niece gave me an ultimatum, I actually used the Anastasia glitter adhesive, and then I used the Carnival glitter, which is so beautiful. Like, you could see here once I'm applying that it looks orange, and you can tell that it looks orange, but then once I really build it up, you get really beautiful intense green and gold reflex. I think it's so beautiful, and I think that this really broke up the distinction between the crease and the lid really, really well. Jumping down to the lower lash line, because there isn't a purple in this palette, I found a method to my madness. So I went in with B4 and B5 mixed on a pencil brush, which are just two blue shades, and I blended that pretty much all on my lower lash line, but then I went back in with D3 on the outermost part of my lower lash line, and obviously pink and blue is going to make some purple, so it really did blend and fade really nicely together. So we have the pink flowing to the purple, and then we have the purple flowing to the blue, and then I also added a little bit of E3 and B3, just a little bit mixed on my pencil brush, and threw that in the inner corner. And then I used Keep Palm glitter on my lower lash line, and I'm really loving how this looked. I really have to start putting glitter on my lower lash line more, because I thought that this looked so pretty. So this is the completed look with volume 2. And last but not least, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial using Norvina Volume 2. And without further ado, let's go ahead and move on to Norvina Volume 3. It's time for my favorite look. No, I can't say that because I really, really, really love the look that I did with Volume 1 in this tutorial. So I'm actually not priming my lids with the Anastasia primer. I'm just using my concealer. So once I prime my lids with concealer, I'm not setting it, and I'm jumping right into the palette. I grabbed E2 on a fluffy brush, and I started packing it on the inner corner. Like I said, when you pack it, you're going to get the most color deposited onto your lid, and then you're going to go ahead and start buffing out the outer edges of that initial packing motion that you just did. Next, I'm grabbing A3 and B5. Once I got that outer corner built up a little bit like I wanted it to, I'm blending those shades into the crease, and this is such a beautiful color combination. I felt literally like a leaf on the floor, like this color combo. Like, I just felt like a burgundy leaf that literally flowed into orange. It was so pretty. I'm next grabbing D1, and I'm just applying that on the outer corner and the outer crease area, and this is really going to help that E2 shade blend in with the lighter shades in the crease. And I thought that I needed a little bit more of a deeper crease to really complement the outer corner color, so don't worry, you should still use A3 and B5 in your crease, because it's just going to warm it up and it's going to really help that shade blend together. And then of course you're going to have to go back in and add E2, so we're going to go ahead and start packing E2 back onto the crease, and I'm even dragging it into the crease, packing onto your outer corner, drag it into the crease, and really blend everything out. And honestly, these colors look so beautiful that you can't go wrong, so go ahead and blend and add and blend and add. I sound like a broken record already, but I'm grabbing my Anastasia primer and I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease as per usual. I promise I will try and make these separate videos that I do with these palettes, not cut creases. I make no promises. I'm going to try. Okay, I'm really going to try. So I'm just cutting my crease, and then I'm gonna go back in with D1 and I'm gonna start packing that onto the outer corner, but not the complete outer corner. I'm just packing it onto where that wet base meets the outer corner so we don't have any harsh lines. If you go in with a color that is too dark like E2, because the base is still so wet, it may even darken it. So just be careful and always go in with a shade lighter than your outer corner when you're trying to blend your outer corner in with the end of your cut crease. I'm grabbing D5 and I'm throwing that all over my lid, and I even went in with a little bit of D4 just to connect the outer corner to the inner part of the lid where it nice and flows. You know what I'm getting at. Next, I'm grabbing my favorite glitter in this like whole collection. This is Day 2 glitter, and it is so beautiful. So I'm grabbing some glitter adhesive, and I'm only throwing it right where I cut my crease. And it was just like, it was like the cherry on top. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't need a lot of this glitter. You just needed some, and this was it. So that completes this look. Okay guys, so I'm gonna wrap this video up because it's probably super long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if it was like so much together. I am gonna do individual videos though throughout like the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna throw in some Halloween tutorials here as well. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you guys can be notified for when I upload a video. Click that notification bell so you can really get notified, because I know YouTube plays us sometimes. How about like all the time? And I think I'm done talking. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below in the comments which look was your favorite. I'm gonna tell you the look that I did with volume 2 wasn't my favorite, but because I was given very strict rules from a 7-year-old, I had to abide by them because she was in my room actually physically watching me film. And she was just telling me, so where are you gonna put the pink, huh? Like, literally sabotaging me. But yeah, I think I like this look the best, honestly. Like, okay guys, I'm gonna shut up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I already asked you to subscribe, but I'll ask you one more time. Please subscribe if you aren't already. I love you, and I will see you guys all in my next video.